to tell everyone about the survey results after mailing them out?
Yes, we got a total right now of 1,283 back, and we sent out, what, 10,000, 14,000 to the city of Ashland. Hoping to get a little more than that, but that's where we are right now. 98.1% are in favor of a complete streets policy. We did get a lot of comments like, who's gonna pay for this? Are my taxes gonna increase? A lot of financial questions. We had some that wrote a lot of good comments like, my husband's disabled and he, tries to ride his motorized cart and the sidewalks are so bad he has to ride it. So there's as many positives as there are negatives comments on the surveys. But
I think a lot of those negatives would be corrected if we did more community education. Which,
Sean Murray talked to me and said that the city right now is kind of pushing against it. So Regina and I were talking about getting with them and educating them, because we think that they're thinking money, dollars. I don't know, is that the way you think it? So we might need to, at first they said do a resolution, but that's really kind of weakening our argument, and that's not what we said we would do.
I think that we need to stick to our original plan and still continue to do an ordinance, but, I agree, getting with the mayor and Steve Corbett and the department heads and, talking about this and educating them a little bit further. I wish that they would have attended Andrea's training, but maybe we could take a little bit of what Andrea had to say and take it and educate them, because I still have her PowerPoint. So she shared that with me. So maybe we can use some of that and do some education and kind of start there before we actually go to a commissioners meeting.
And that's what I was going to say. There's a meeting. There's only one meeting in December, and then it would be January.
I think it's December 1st.
December 1st, yeah. It's not, it's the beginning of December. So I guess maybe we should see how the meeting goes with the mayor and see if we can get, because like Regina said, he's on our chart team, our leadership team. So, if we can get his support, that would be huge. Yeah. But, they probably received the surveys and they probably are thinking.
We got election year next year. And if it's anything that is going to be negative or pull votes, they're not going to have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Well, for the record, Laura received a grant from Foundation for Healthy Kentucky that will help us do some more education in the community. With the NACHO grant that we received here at the health department and the Achieve grant, we had said that, originally that we wanted to have a complete streets ordinance in place within the city limits by the end of January. So we're going to stick to that, as much as we can, but with some of the other grants that we've received or we're looking at, it's something that could help us a little bit more with education in the meantime, especially if it doesn't go through by the end of January. So,
And Regina and I, we took, just to have something to bring today, we took a couple examples of some policies and we put something together, because when we go to them, we need to have one final, exactly what we want, so that there's no question, and go from there. This is what we pulled. This is just a rough, draft to see what you all think. We did send it to Andrea Plummer, Kentucky Youth Advocates. She made, which I've made the changes since she sent it back, but we had something that said where practical, which is kind of weak. Like do this where practical. She said, does that mean it's practical if it's not one of the exceptions? It seems traffic people could use this to say everything is not practical. So she said to take that out. And then she said, under the exceptions part, it said exceptions will include but are not limited to. It's kind of weak again. And then she said also who will ensure the implementation. So who would be, in charge to make sure it gets implemented. So I think Regina added that in there. Department director and city manager. Exceptions must be approved by the engineering department director and city manager.
And Steve Corbett is the city manager, correct? And so the other will be Mike Miller. Okay. We definitely want to have them in the meeting.
Yeah.